everybody, this is Patricia and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought we would talk about some things to do before you go on an international trip, some things to take with you. I've got my notes down here, so if I look down I am checking out my notes. So let's get started. One of the most important things if you're going to go overseas or international travel, you'll have to have a passport. If you don't have a passport, please, the minute you know you're going to go, or if you're even thinking about it, go ahead and apply for that passport so you'll make sure you'll have it in time. If you already have a passport, one very important thing you need to do is look at when your passport expires. If it expires 6 months before your travel date, please go ahead and renew that passport. A lot of countries will not allow you into their country if your passport is going to expire 6 months or less before you need to renew it. So I'll give you an example. Really good friends of ours, they flew all the way to the Philippines and they would not let him leave the airport. He had to get on a flight and fly to Seattle, and it was a weekend. So he had to wait until Monday to go and get the passport situation taken care of. A lot of legal hassles and pulling strings, and he finally made it back to the Philippines, but missed half of their trip trying to get everything situated, get all the paperwork together so he could be in the Philippines. So please, 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 that's one is very important. If your passport expires 6 months or less from your travel date, go ahead and renew it. That way you won't have that problem. Also check if you're going to Europe, places like that, you're not going to need vaccinated. But some countries you will need vaccines. So check with your doctor just to make sure that if you're going to need extra vaccines before you go to some places. So that's very important. And make sure you check way ahead of time, because sometimes you need those vaccines in your system before you actually travel. Check your insurance, your health insurance. See if it covers if you are out of the country. There are some health insurances that you can purchase, some extra health insurance, and I highly recommend that. It depends on where you're going, and it depends on what your insurance will cover, but it's better safe than sorry. Check all that out. Check all that out before you travel. So in case something happens while you're on vacation, you're covered. Days before while you're packing, just days before you go, check the weather to see what the weather's supposed to be like where you're at, so you'll know how to pack. I mean, should you take an umbrella? Should you not? Should you take a jacket? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to be cold? Just check the weather. Keep up on current events and see if there's anything going on where you're traveling. Just pay attention to the news, just so you know. You won't be surprised, because some countries there could be some issues going on. There could be a bus strike somewhere, a rail strike that would affect your trip. So just check out and keep tabs on the country you're going to, just so you know what's going on before you get there. Make sure your ATM card, your credit card, it's all valid. Check with your bank and make sure you can use your ATM card in another country, and definitely let your bank know, yes, I'm going to this other country. So it would be awful if you got there and you couldn't use your ATM card, or it was declined because they thought it was a fraudulent charge. You need to take care of all that before you leave. And you need the electrical adapters, because every country is different. So you can't just go and plug in your curling iron in Europe or anywhere. You've got to make sure you get the electrical adapters. Make copies of all of your important documents. Make copies of all your travel plans. Take a picture with your phone. Take a photo of your passport. Very important. In case you lose your passport. Sometimes they will let you back on the plane to come home if you've lost your passport, if you have a photo of your current passport. So that's really important. Make sure someone at home has all this information as well. All your confirmation, everywhere you're going to be. Copies, copies, copies. Take photos of your luggage. I'm not kidding. Take a photo of what your luggage looks like. If your luggage is lost, you can send a copy of that to the airlines. Sometimes that helps you get your luggage a little quicker. They can just spot it and say, oh, there's their luggage. So take a photo of your luggage. I know. Also, I'm sure you've seen people tie all different colored ribbons around their luggage. Yes, do that so you can find your luggage. And it really stands out, and so it's less likely to get lost. So that's just some tips for you. There's so many more I'm sure of that I will think of, but right now that's all that I have. If you have any tips for traveling internationally, it'd be nice if you'd leave them down below to share with everybody else so we'll all know. I'm sure I'm forgetting things. But yes, you want your trip to be smooth and easy, and so just make sure you're well prepared before you go. And if you're planning on making a trip out of the country and you need help, I'm here. I am an independent travel agent. I'll gladly help you make your plans. I will make sure you have your checklists and you get everything checked off. And so, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.